Hello students, let's see the third part of transient properties of group 17 elements. Here the first one is reaction with the hydrogen. So these halogens are having uh, more affinity towards hydrogen and form hydrogen halides. So this affinity for hydrogen is decreasing down the group. So these halogens are having affinity for hydrogen and form hydrogen halides. That affinity is actually decreasing down the group. That means fluorine is having more affinity towards hydrogen, then comes chlorine, then bromine and then iodine. So this form hydrogen halides. Hydrogen halides are formed here, hydrogen halides. So those hydrogen halides are hydrogen fluoride, hydrogen chloride, hydrogen bromide and hydrogen iodide. Now let us see the acidic strength. So the acidic strength, the order of acidic strength. So for finding out the acidic strength, we need to know the bond length. So the bond length may be like this. The bond length is actually increasing down the group. We know that the atomic size increases down the group, so the bond length is increasing down the group. So the bond length increases down the group. So when bond length increases, bond dissociation enthalpy or the amount of energy required to break the bond, that will be less when we are coming down the group. So in a group, the bond length increases, bond dissociation enthalpy decreases. So it is very easy to break the bond, and H plus release is easy. H plus release will be easy. So H plus release will be easy. That increases, or that acidic strength. So when H plus release is easy, we can say the acidic strength is increasing down the group. So in the case of HI, it is very easy to break the bond and H plus release will be easy. So the acidic strength is more in the case of HI. So the order of acidic strength is HF less than HCl less than HBr less than HI. So HI is having more acidic strength. So this is the order of acidic strength. So HI is a strong acid, or HI shows more acidic strength than all the other hydrogen halides. So this is the order of acidic strength. So that acidic strength depends on the bond length. So when bond length increases, bond dissociation enthalpy decreases. So it is easy to break the bond and H plus release will be easy. So we can say the acidic strength increases down the group. So this is the order of acidic strength. So here there is a question, HCl or HI, which is stronger acid? So HCl or HI, which is stronger acid? So HI is the stronger acid. So HI is the stronger acid. Then HCl or HI, which is having weaker bond. So in the case of HI, this is having weaker bond. Stronger bond is with HF. So or HCl. So if we are comparing HCl and HI, HCl is having stronger bond. HI is having weaker bond. So in these two questions, HI will be the answer. Then comes another question, HF is a liquid but others are gases. In the case of HF, we can expect a hydrogen bond. So strong hydrogen bond is there. So hydrogen bonding is possible in the case of HF. So that is actually a liquid, but other hydrogen halides are gases. So in the case of HF, there is hydrogen bond. Then another question, HF is least volatile and why? So HF is least volatile among these halides. So HF is least volatile. That means it is volatile means easily vaporizable. So it is least volatile in the case of HF. So that reason is again hydrogen bond. So there is strong hydrogen bond in the case of HF. So that is least volatile. So that is the answer. So this is about the reaction with the hydrogen. Now let us see the another reaction, that is reaction with the oxygen. So how does halogen react with the oxygen? Reaction with oxygen. So when it reacts with oxygen, it forms oxides. It forms oxides. In the case of fluorine, the products are OF2 and O2F2. So actually the fluorides, or in this case we can say it is fluorides, not oxides. So these are actually the reaction with oxygen and fluorine. So oxygen and fluorine, the products are almost unstable, but these two are little stable, and these products are actually called, they are called fluorides. So generally we are saying it is forming oxides, but in the case of oxygen and fluorine, we will say these compounds are called fluorides. They are actually oxygen fluorides. So they are oxygen fluorides, not fluorine oxides. It is oxygen fluorides. So the reason is actually we know that fluorine is electronegative. It is more electronegative than oxygen. So fluorine is more electronegative than oxygen. So we have to say it is a fluoride, not oxide. So since fluorine is more electronegative than oxygen, we have to say the name as oxygen fluorides, not as fluorine oxides. So that is the reason. So that is the reaction with the oxygen and the fluorine. Then another one is another reaction with the chlorine. So that form different oxides. They are actually called oxides itself. Since here oxygen is more electronegative than chlorine, so we can say it is they are oxides. Cl2O, ClO2, Cl2O6 and Cl2O7. So these are the oxides. So these are chlorine oxides. Chlorine oxides. So these chlorine oxides are explosive. So they are explosive in nature. Then here there is a question. So what are the uses of ClO2? So the question is uses of ClO2. It's an important question. So this ClO2 is actually used as, it's actually used as a bleaching agent. It's a bleaching agent for, or in paper pulp, textiles and in water treatment. So this is an important question. So ClO2. So ClO2. So among these chlorine oxides, ClO2 is used as a bleaching agent in paper pulp, textile industry and in water treatment. Now let us see another oxides, that is bromine oxides. Then bromine oxides are Br2O, BrO2, then BrO3. So these are bromine oxides. So they are called bromine oxides itself. Here oxygen is more electronegative than bromine. So they are bromine oxides itself. So the peculiarity is it exists at low temperature and it is good oxidizing agent. Then comes with iodine, it is I2O, I2O4, I2O5, I2O7. So these are iodine oxides. Here also it is called iodine oxide. Here oxygen is more electronegative than iodine, so it is iodine oxide. Then the peculiarity is it decompose on heating. Here also there is a question, that is I2O5. So what is the use of I2O5? It can be used to estimate carbon monoxide, that is a use. Or it can be asked, so which iodine oxide is used to estimate carbon monoxide? So which iodine oxide is used to estimate carbon monoxide? Here the answer is I2O5. So these are about the reaction with the oxygen. Now let us see another reaction, that is reaction with the metals. The third one is reaction with the metals. So metals react with halogen to form metal halide. For example, magnesium react with bromine, Br2 gives MgBr2. So metals react with the halogen to form metal halides. Metal halides are formed. So in the case of the ionic character of metal halides is in the order MF is greater than MCl, greater than MBr, greater than Mi. So this is the order of ionic character. So actually the ionic character decreases in this order. So MF, that is metal with the fluorine, that is having more ionic character. So MF is having more ionic character than MCl, then MBr and Mi. So ionic character decreases in this order. So this is more ionic. So this is more ionic because the reason is the electronegativity difference, electronegativity difference is more in this case. So if you are considering a particular metal, if it is the same metal, so the electronegativity difference between metal and fluorine, that is more in this case. So it is decreasing in this order. So in this case, in the case of Mi, we can say this is more covalent. So this is more covalent because we can say the reason as the electronegativity difference is less. So M and I, they are having electronegativity difference, that is they are having less electronegativity difference. So if you are considering a particular metal with all these halogens, with fluorine they are having more ionic character, that means the electronegativity difference is more. With iodine, that is having more covalent character because the electronegativity difference is less. So this is about the ionic character and covalent character. Now let us see one question. The question is from this part is, So these are different halides, metal halides. So which is more covalent? Which is more covalent among these metal halides? So here we need to find out the oxidation state. So SnCl3. SnCl3, here it is -1, so it will be +3. Then SnCl4, it is +4. SnCl5, it will be +5. So this compound SnCl5, here the metal is having more oxidation state. So here SnCl5, in this case the metal is having more oxidation number. So the more oxidation state, the oxidation state is more in the case of SnCl5. So this is more covalent. So according to Fagen's rule, we can explain the reason, that is the metal is having more oxidation state, that is showing more covalent character. So among these halides, SnCl5 is more covalent. Then let's see the next property, that is reaction with the other halogens. So these halogens will react with other halogens. So it produces or it forms interhalogen compounds. Interhalogen compounds. So they are compounds containing different halogens. So one halogen react with another halogen to form interhalogen compounds. Interhalogen compounds of the type X, X dash, X, X3 dash, X5 dash, X7 dash, etc. Here X may be, X is a larger size halogen and X dash is a smaller size halogen. So halogen atoms combine together or react together to form another set of compounds. They are actually called interhalogen compounds. So that may be the type of XX dash, XX3 dash, XX5 dash, XX7 dash, etc. Here X is the larger size halogen. So this X can be a bigger size halogen and X dash will be a smaller size halogen. So smaller size halogen and larger size halogen that combine together to form an interhalogen compounds of these type. So let's see more about interhalogen compounds in the next class. So this is about the trends in properties of group 17 elements.